My wife texted from her work conference, extending my stay, don't wait up. Then her boss called asking why she wasn't at the conference. I said, thanks for the information. When she came home to an empty house and divorce papers, her story suddenly changed. I, 6 male, got the text Thursday afternoon while sitting at my desk. My wife Jasmine, 33, was supposedly at a 3-day conference for pharmaceutical sales reps. She'd left Tuesday morning, all excited about networking opportunities and breakout sessions. Her text, hey babe, conference is going amazing. They added extra workshops for top performers, extending till Sunday. Don't wait up. Love you. I was typing back, congrats babe, when my phone rang. The caller ID made my stomach drop. It was Howard, her direct supervisor. Hey, is Jasmine feeling better? We're concerned since she called out sick for the conference. It's a mandatory event and missing it affects her quarterly review. I sat there for maybe 10 seconds, phone pressed to my ear, Howard breathing on the other end. Thanks for the information, Howard. I'll make sure she knows about the quarterly review impact. Wait, is she okay? She said it was a stomach bug. She's fine. Appreciate the call. I hung up, sat there staring at her text. Conference is going amazing. The lying came so easy to her. No hesitation, no guilt. Even added the love you at the end like garnish on a shit sandwich. I pulled up her location on Find My Phone. She'd forgotten. I set it up on her phone last year when she lost it at the mall. She was at the Rosewood Hotel, 40 minutes away. Not the conference hotel, which was 3 states over. Here's the thing about Jasmine. She thinks she's smarter than everyone. Always has. But she gets sloppy when she's confident, like using our shared credit card for the hotel room. Like not checking if her location was on. Like assuming I'd never talked to Howard, because she'd told me he creeps her out. I didn't scream, didn't throw things, didn't even feel that burning rage you see in movies. Just clarity. Like when you finally understand a math problem that's been bugging you. I called my brother-in-law Tony, he's a divorce attorney. Tony, hypothetical question. If someone wanted to file for divorce in this state, based on adultery, what would they need? Evidence, texts, photos, credit card statements. Why? How fast could someone get papers drawn up? This isn't hypothetical, is it? Can you have them ready by tomorrow? Danny, what's going on? Jasmine's at a hotel 40 minutes away while she's supposed to be at a conference 3 states over. Silence. Tony had introduced us 8 years ago. He'd been in our wedding party. I'll have them ready by tonight. Come by at 7. I spent the next 2 hours methodically going through our life, not in an emotional way, more like an inventory. 7 years of marriage. No kids. She wanted to focus on her career. Wonder if that's what she was focusing on at the Rosewood. The house was mine before we married. My retirement accounts were separate. The only joint thing was checking, and that only had about $3 grand in it. We'd been living parallel financial lives without realizing it. Or maybe she had realized it. Maybe that's why she was branch swinging now. I packed while making a list. Her clothes, 3 suitcases worth. Her jewelry, except the wedding ring, she could come get that herself. Her work stuff from the home office, her exercise equipment, the photos of her family, her grandmother's china she insisted we display but never used. I left all of it neatly in the garage, organized, labeled, because I'm not a monster, just done. The divorce papers from Tony were beautifully simple. Irreconcilable differences. Clean split. She keeps what's hers, I keep what's mine. No alimony request from either party. Just done. I left them on the kitchen counter with a sticky note. Howard called. He hopes you feel better from your stomach bug. Then I grabbed my go bag. Everyone should have one, and went to Tony's guest room. She called at 11 p.m. I didn't answer. She called at 11:15. 11:30. 11:14 a.m. 15 missed calls before she tried texting. Why aren't you answering? Is everything okay? Then Danny, please pick up. Then I'm worried something happened to you. Finally, I'm driving home right now. That last one was at 1 a.m. The conference had 2 more days. Even by her lie timeline, she wasn't supposed to be back until Sunday. Update 1. So she came home to the empty house at 2 a.m. I know because she called Tony's house phone. Yeah, the man still has a landline. His wife Rita answered, told Jasmine I was asleep, and no, she wouldn't wake me. According to Rita, Jasmine went from confused to angry to hysterical in about 30 seconds. This is illegal. He can't just abandon me. I'll call the police. Rita, bless her, just said, the divorce papers on your counter suggest otherwise. Have a good night. Friday morning, I woke up to 83 text messages. I'm not exaggerating. 83. They went through the entire grief cycle. Denial. This is a misunderstanding. Howard must have confused me with someone else. Anger. You're seriously divorcing me over a miscommunication? You're pathetic. Bargaining. Can we please just talk? I can explain everything. Depression. I can't believe you're throwing away 7 years like this. Acceptance. Lol, just kidding. She went back to anger. More anger. You think you're so smart? I want half of everything. That house is marital property. That's when I finally responded. Your signature on the prenup suggests otherwise. Oh yeah, forgot to mention the prenup. See, Jasmine had insisted on it back when we got married. She was making more than me then. I was finishing my master's and wanted to protect her assets. Funny how that works out. She called immediately. I answered on speaker while Tony sat across from me. You set me up. I'm at a conference. How did I set you up? Stop playing games. You know I wasn't. Howard had no right to call you. So you weren't at the conference? I needed a break. A mental health break. The job is stressful and... At the Rosewood Hotel? Silence. With who, Jasmine? I was alone. I just needed space to think about our marriage and our marriage that you needed to think about at a hotel with Kevin. More silence. See, I hadn't mentioned Kevin yet. Kevin was her work friend who'd been commenting on all her Instagram posts with fire emojis. Kevin, who'd coincidentally taken sick days Tuesday through Friday, according to his LinkedIn. Recruiters really need to stop posting about their team's dedication when members are clearly out. How did you? Your Rosewood reservation is under K. Patterson. You used our credit card. It's on the statement. That's not. I can explain. Cool. Explain it to the judge. I hung up. Within an hour, she'd called Tony's office 6 times. His secretary started a tally sheet. But here's where Jasmine's entitlement really started to shine. She went to my parents' house. My parents showed up crying about how I'd misunderstood and abandoned her. My mom called me. Honey, Jasmine's here crying about some conference mix-up. Mom, she was at a hotel with another man while telling me and her boss she was at 2 different places. Oh. Pause. Should I still offer her tea? That's up to you, Mom. I'll give her water. Tea is for family. Later I found out Mom gave her a single glass of tap water, listened to her sob story for exactly 5 minutes, then said, well, that's unfortunate. You should probably leave now. But Jasmine wasn't done. Oh no. She showed up at my work. My work. Security called me. There's a Jasmine here saying she's your wife and needs to speak to you urgently. Ex-wife, and no thank you. She says it's an emergency. Unless she's currently on fire, it can wait. They didn't let her in, but she stood outside the building for 2 hours. My coworkers were sending me pictures from the windows. She was on her phone the whole time, probably trying to figure out her next move. That next move? Threatening to expose my emotional abuse on social media. The text, if you don't meet with me today, everyone will know what kind of man you really are. How you've controlled and manipulated me for years. I forwarded it to Tony. He laughed. Let her. Discovery will be fun. She didn't post anything. Know why? Because her side piece Kevin turned out to be married. Yeah, married. His wife called me Saturday night. Found my number in Kevin's phone. Is this Danny? Jasmine's husband? Soon to be ex, but yes. I'm Qley, Kevin's wife. I think we should talk. Update 2. Meeting Qley was illuminating. We met at a coffee shop Sunday morning. She brought receipts. Literal receipts. Girl had been suspicious for months and hired a PI. She had everything. Photos of Kevin and Jasmine at lunch dates going back 6 months. Hotel receipts. Not just the Rosewood. Turns out they'd had their conferences at 3 other hotels. Best part? Text screenshots between Kevin and his buddy where Kevin was bragging about his pharmaceutical sales girl who thinks I'm gonna leave my wife. Qley stirred her latte and said, Kevin makes $45 a year as a junior marketing associate. I'm a software engineer. I make 4 times that. Your wife thought she was getting an upgrade? I showed her Jasmine's text about wanting half of everything. Qley actually snorted. Half of what? Kevin's PlayStation? His 2015 Honda Civic? Oh wait, that's actually in my name too. We compared notes. Jasmine had told Kevin I was abusive, never laid a hand on her. I was controlling with money. She had her own accounts and credit cards. We had a dead bedroom, news to me. I was probably gay because I went to the gym with my buddy Steve. Kevin had told Jasmine he was a senior executive, junior associate. He owned his house, Qley's house. He was getting divorced. He'd never even mentioned problems to Qley. He had a trust fund. His mom sometimes sent him $50 for gas. Qley looked at me. They deserve each other, honestly. What are you going to do? Oh, I already filed. Had the papers served to his office Friday. He's been blowing up my phone, but I blocked him. He's currently at his mother's house, probably crying into his Xbox. That's when I got a text from Jasmine. We need to talk. Kevin lied to me about everything. I showed Qley. She laughed so hard she almost spilled her coffee. Oh, now she wants to talk? After she found out her sugar daddy is actually Splenda? I didn't respond to Jasmine, but she kept texting. He's married. He lied. I made a mistake. Can we please just meet for coffee? Danny, please. I know you're reading these. This is so immature. Answer me. That last one was in all caps at 2 a.m. Monday morning, I get a call from Howard. Danny, I'm really sorry to bother you, but Jasmine hasn't shown up for work and she's not answering her phone. She's probably at the Rosewood Hotel. That's where she was during the conference. Ah, I see. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll handle it from here. Tuesday, Jasmine was fired. Not for the affair, but for lying about being sick and missing a mandatory conference. Turns out 3 other reps had seen her at a restaurant with Kevin on Wednesday when she was supposedly home with a stomach bug. They'd reported it to HR. She tried to file for unemployment. They denied it. Cause, termination for misconduct. That's when the real entitlement kicked in. She showed up at Tony's house at 11 p.m. drunk with her sister Denise. They were banging on the door screaming about fair treatment and marital rights. Rita called the cops. Jasmine told them I'd stolen her house. The cops asked for proof it was her house. She couldn't provide any because, well, it wasn't. But here's the kicker. Denise tried to secretly record the whole thing to expose police bias. She dropped her phone, it cracked, and then she tried to make Tony pay for it because it happened on his property. Tony, the lawyer, just laughed and handed her his business card. Sue me. Wednesday, I get a call from my bank. Someone tried to access my accounts claiming to be me. They had my social, my birthday, but couldn't answer the security questions. Mom's maiden name, I'd used a fake one specifically for this reason. 3 guesses who. The bank froze the attempt and called the police. Fraud is a felony, FYI. But Jasmine wasn't done. She was just getting started. Update 3. The fraud attempt was the least of it. Jasmine decided if she couldn't have her old life back, she'd create a new narrative. She started a blog called Surviving Narcissistic Abuse, My Journey. I kid you not, a whole ass blog. She wrote these long posts about how I'd isolated her from friends. She still went to girls' nights every week. Controlled her finances. She had her own accounts I never touched, and emotionally manipulated her into seeking comfort elsewhere. That's a special kind of logic. My favorite post was titled, The Conference That Saved My Life, where she claimed she'd gone to a women's empowerment conference instead of the sales one, and that's where she'd found the strength to leave me. She forgot that the hotel receipts showed her checking in with Kevin, under his name. Qley found the blog first and sent me screenshots with crying laughing emojis. Look at this part where she says Kevin was her life coach who helped her see her worth. Danny, the man can't even coach himself to pay his car insurance on time. But the blog wasn't just lies, it was a donation grab. She'd set up a GoFundMe. Wait, no, you said no GoFundMe plots. Scratch that. She set up a paid subscription service for exclusive content about healing from abuse. $9.99 a month to read about how terrible I was. 17 people subscribed, including my lawyer Tony, who needed the evidence. Thursday, things escalated. Jasmine recruited her mom Patricia. Patricia called my work. My actual workplace, pretended to be a client to get past reception, then unleashed a tirade about how I was destroying her baby girl. My boss pulled me aside. Danny, I don't know what's going on in your personal life, but this needs to stop. I showed him the divorce papers, the hotel receipts, everything. He was quiet for a minute. Your mother-in-law sounds unhinged. We're blocking her number. If she shows up, we're calling security. She showed up the next day with Denise and Jasmine's cousin Marie. They tried to storm the building like it was Area 51. Security stopped them at the door. Patricia actually told the security guard, a 6'4" former Marine, that he was perpetuating toxic masculinity by denying them access to their family. He just pointed to the no trespassing sign. They set up camp outside with signs, actual signs. Danny is an abuser and justice for Jasmine, and my personal favorite, honk if you support women. Nobody honked. My coworker Blake took a video of Patricia trying to explain to a confused food delivery driver why he should refuse to bring me lunch. The driver just wanted to know where the entrance was. The police showed up after about an hour. Patricia tried to claim it was a peaceful protest. The officer pointed out that blocking a business entrance wasn't peaceful or legal. They left, but not before Marie shouted that I'd rue this day. Rue? Who says rue? That night, I got a text from an unknown number. This is Patricia. You have 48 hours to take Jasmine back, or I'm calling every future employer you ever have. I forwarded it to Tony. He forwarded it to the police. Blackmail is also illegal. Friday afternoon, Kevin reached out. Kevin, hey man, I know things are complicated right now, but can we talk man to man? I met him out of pure curiosity. This walking red flag in a cheap suit wanted to talk man to man. We met at a sports bar. He showed up in what was clearly his impressive outfit, a button-down that still had the fold creases from the package and jeans with those fake distressing marks. Look, Danny, I want to apologize. Jasmine told me you guys were separated. We weren't. Right. Yeah. So, here's the thing. She's staying at her mom's now, and she's kind of a lot. And she keeps calling me about getting back together. But Qley took everything in the divorce. I'm living with my mom. I deliver pizzas on weekends now for extra cash. Still not seeing how this is my problem. He leaned forward, lowered his voice. Can you just take her back? Tell her you forgive her? She won't leave me alone and I'm trying to move on. I actually laughed. You want me to take back the woman you were sleeping with so she'll stop bothering you? When you say it like that, Kevin, you made this bed. You can lie in it. Alone, apparently. He got angry then. You know what? You're perfect for each other. Both of you are selfish. I'm selfish for not taking back a cheater? You ruined her life. You mean I stopped financing it? He stood up to leave, then turned back. She said you were petty. She was right. And she said you were rich. She was wrong. Final update. The divorce was finalized yesterday. Jasmine showed up to court in a white pantsuit like she was going to a celebration instead of a divorce hearing. She brought Patricia, Denise, and a new addition, her life coach named Skylar, who she'd apparently met online. Our lawyers presented the case. Tony had everything: the hotel receipts, the fraudulent sick days, the attempted bank fraud, the harassment, Patricia's blackmail threats, all of it. Jasmine's lawyer tried to argue that I'd emotionally abandoned her, forcing her to seek comfort elsewhere. The judge, a woman in her 60s who looked like she'd heard everything, asked, so your client lied to her employer, committed adultery, attempted fraud, and her family harassed the plaintiff at his workplace, but he's the problem. Jasmine actually said, Your Honor, you don't understand the emotional violence. I understand that you used a shared credit card to pay for hotel rooms with your affair partner. I understand that you attempted to access accounts that weren't yours. I understand that there's a police report for harassment. What am I missing? Silence. The divorce was granted, clean split as per the prenup. Jasmine got nothing except what she came in with. She has to pay my legal fees, $8,700. Outside the courthouse, Patricia started her usual screeching about injustice, but this time Jasmine stopped her. Mom, just stop. It's over. Patricia looked shocked. But baby, we can appeal. We can. With what money? I don't have a job. Kevin's broke. It's done. For a second, I thought maybe she'd finally gotten it. Then she looked at me. I hope you're happy. You got everything you wanted. I wanted a faithful wife. I settled for a quick divorce. Skylar, the life coach, tried to interject. This is all part of the universe's plan. Qley, who'd come to watch the proceedings, cut her off. The universe's plan was for your client to keep it in her pants. She failed. Last I heard through mutual friends, Jasmine is working at a mall kiosk selling phone cases. She's still living with Patricia, who charges her rent. Kevin got back together with his ex from high school who has 3 kids from 2 different fathers. Patricia got arrested for keying someone's car in a dispute over a parking space. Denise started her own blog about surviving toxic family. The irony. Marie is reportedly writing a screenplay about the whole thing. Howard sent me a LinkedIn message saying they still haven't filled Jasmine's position because her reputation preceded her everywhere. As for me, I'm doing fine. The house is quieter. I got promoted. Turns out my boss was impressed by how I handled the whole thing professionally. I started seeing Amber, a teacher who thinks the whole story is insane and regularly asks, "Wait, she did what?" Tony framed the divorce decree next to his law degree. He says it's the cleanest case he's ever handled, where the opposition basically prosecuted themselves. Last week, I got one final text from Jasmine. "For what it's worth, I did love you once." I wrote back, "Cool." Then I blocked her number. Life goes on. The only thing I sometimes think about is how easy it was for her to lie. Conference is going amazing. Like breathing. Makes you wonder how many other conferences were just 40 minutes away. But you know what? Not my problem anymore. Oh, and fun fact, the Rosewood Hotel sent me a thank you card. Apparently, I'd accrued enough points from her charges to earn a free weekend stay. I'm taking Amber there next month. She thinks that's hilarious. Thanks for following along. Remember, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And always check those credit card statements.